What's up, guys, and welcome back to Wake Up Entertainment. So, Gininda has run into a serious problem, and the problem that is there is that the suspect that he arrested, Mthobisi Mncube, has different features from the one that is being described by the witnesses who were in the house. Some of these features include the skin complexion, the height of the person that the witnesses saw.
The person that was in possession of the gun or of the firearm. This is what Makaleni is saying. According to Mrs. Steenkamp, she says, the fifth witness, Mr. T. Makaleni, residing at Mozamo 3942, compiled the face of suspect B. He saw three unknown African males in the vicinity of the gas station, busy on their cell phones. He saw them again at Kelly's mom's house. Suspect B stood at the gate. He gave the following description. An African male, plus minus 25 years of age, plus minus 1.80 meters tall, slender build, medium brown complexion, clothing, black hooded top. Witness saw a golden insect in the upper teeth. Hairstyle, dreadlocks, facial hair. He had a mustache and a beard. Now, 1.8 meters tall. I'm 1.82 meters tall. In terms of the description of the person who had a gun when they got into the house of the Kumalos, the description by the occupants of the house of that intruder consistent. A dark-skinned person who had dreadlocks. That is the common denominator, if I were to borrow from your parlance. That is a common denominator. It's a golden thread that runs throughout their description of this suspect.
So there you have it. The witnesses have described the intruder as having a dark skin complexion, but accused number 3, we all know that his skin complexion is sort of light, it's not dark. So this is a problem that Brigadier Gininda is seriously run into. And on top of the skin complexion, the biggest problem that he has run into now is the height, because the skin complexion, it can be given an argument that some people may not be able to see properly due to the lighting conditions that were in the house. But the height now, there is no way someone can miss the height. The witnesses that were in the house, they described this intruder as having a height of about 1.8 meters tall, and Advocate Mnisi himself is around 1.82 meters for comparison's sake. And when you look at somebody like Mthobisi Mncube, he has a height of 1.63 meters. Now, this is a very big difference in height. Mthobisi Mncube was actually measured by Mangena, and his height measured at 1.63, and you have witnesses saying the height is actually 1.8 meters tall. So this is a very massive, big difference, and there is no way that Brigadier Gininda can try to hide from this one. This difference in height, it throws out everything that Brigadier Gininda has done, because Mthobisi Mncube is a short guy, and if they had seen a short guy, the witnesses that were in the house, they would definitely have mentioned that the guy was actually short. But here they're actually saying that the guy was kind of tall, because Advocate Mnisi is a tall guy and he has the same height as the person that they are describing. So this is actually like discredited everything that Brigadier Gininda has been researching. But of course, arguments can be made, such as perception errors, because a witness can like estimate a height inaccurately, because maybe they were like in a stressful situation during that night, and they may have viewed the suspect from a different angle whilst they were like lying down on the floor and the suspect was standing up. So maybe due to that, that's why they are now saying that the intruder was actually tall. So there are people like Longwe who are actually standing, and Longwe himself, we all know he is a tall guy, and this intruder is actually said to be what, 1.82 meters in height. This is like kind of like the same height as Longwe, and Longwe was standing and managed to push this intruder, who actually he accused number 3, who is said to be having the height of 1.82 meters. So if Longwe himself is testifying that this guy was actually tall, then definitely we have to believe him, because Longwe is a tall guy and he actually pushed this intruder to the side. If he was short like Mthobisi Mncube, then definitely Longwe would have mentioned that the guy was actually shorter in height than me, but he didn't. So the challenge now is, why is Brigadier Gininda not looking into all of this? It seems as if like he's trying to push his own narrative out there, and basically all of his evidence, it gets like destroyed by just analyzing this height situation that is being talked about here. So overall, looking at what Gininda did, Gininda was like focused on making an arrest rather than finding the right suspect, just by looking at the inconsistency of the skin complexion and the height. Because obviously that is his job, to make an arrest and appease those who have appointed him. But due to all of that pressure, he might have ended up arresting the wrong people. But the big question now that we have is, how is Judge Rata going to assess the argument of the height and also of the skin complexion? In whose favor is he going to roll into when looking at this aspect? Obviously, here Judge Rata has to lean with the defense, because listening to Advocate Mnesi's questioning, you can clearly see that Advocate Mnesi knows exactly what he is talking about, with the way that he has assessed the situation of the height from the witness statements, and also looking at his client, who is actually shorter in height and also having a light skin. It just does not match what the witness statements have said. So what the state can actually do to try and maybe win this case, maybe they can argue with tangible evidence to discredit this, but the height issue is difficult to deal with. Of course, the skin complexion can be dealt with due to the poor lighting, etc. But the height issue now is a very difficult one to get out of. So this is how it's ending for Brigadier Gininda. Tell me what you think in the comment section, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.